welcome back to Emotional Mojo. In today's Food Therapy, we are again taking a look at weight loss. And Jason Goldberg has been our guest host this whole week, but he hasn't always looked this svelte. In fact, he has an inspiring weight loss story that you have got to hear. Jason was heavy as a teen, and it lingered into adulthood with an all-time high of 332 pounds. He unsuccessfully tried every diet in the book, and at the age of 31, decided to do a surgery called the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. And of course, this is no easy fix. Jason had to make some serious life adjustments following the surgery. So, Jason,
yes,
we want to ask you a little bit about this surgery. So this surgery is a form of bariatric surgery. It's
right,
not gastric bypass,
right,
but it does shrink your stomach by about 60 to 80%.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's a newer surgery. It's about 10 to 15 years old, where bariatric surgery, the gastric bypass, has been around a lot longer. And it was kind of made as an interim surgery for people who needed to lose, 50 to 100 pounds.
Okay.
And so it's a very quick procedure. It's like 45 minutes. It's laparoscopic.
Wow.
They go in, make 4 little dots, and have little robot arms that go in there,
Yeah.
and you're done quicker than a sitcom.
So we know your stomach is smaller, but
Yeah.
I would assume what that means is you eat less, but that food has to be very high in nutrients. I mean, how does that change your diet now?
It does. It changed it a lot. And the clinic I went to, the hospital I went to, is a center of excellence, and they teach you. They're very strict on the dietary stuff. Some doctors not so much. This one very strict. And so they teach you things like making sure you eat lean protein first, right? And then if you're still hungry, then you work in the fresh fruits and vegetables. And then if you're still hungry, then you can add a carb in. But we're so used to, eating bread with everything, and bread's like the appetizer, and then you fill up on that stuff. I don't do that at all. And for the first 6 months especially, it was very, very strict. I had to go from, 2 ounces of food at a time, very, very small, in like a little medicine cup, to where now I can do about 6 ounces of food at a time.
Now, some people say that these bariatric surgeries are like the easy way out, that it's like the quick fix. Tell me what you say to people who say that.
It's funny. I hit it a lot from people. People would ask me, oh, how'd you lose the weight? And I kind of would just make a joke, and that's what I've always done, right, with comedy, kind of brush over it. But I realized finally that people needed to hear the story. It's a big thing, And so it's not a quick fix by any stretch of the imagination. There was a lot of pre-work that had to be done, and then after the surgery is done, you have to be really, really serious about your diet, your exercise, your supplements, all these things. The surgery helped me probably lose about 40 or 50 pounds right off the bat just from having the smaller stomach. But then you hit that plateau and you say, I got to do something. I got to work. And so that's what allowed me to lose the other 80 pounds or so, is to really get serious.
And you talk about the psychology behind this. You had to go through an evaluation, right?
There was a psych evaluation. I had to go through 400 questions, very strange evaluation, to make sure that my relationship with food was going to be able to change when I made this physical change in my body.
And was it really mind over matter? Because we hear that a lot when it comes to, conquering anything. Did you really have to go through that process?
I think mindset was a huge thing, and from seeing other people who maybe weren't as successful as I was with the surgery, 100% of the reason they weren't successful, I think, was their mindset.
Wow.
Now, you were married in 2007.
Yes.
So you like to say, yeah, she married me fat.
Yes, yeah. She got, what I like to say is she got on the ground floor of a great investment.
There you go.
So now she says all the time, like, oh, I didn't know I was going to marry a model. She's very sweet, obviously. But
So how has that changed your relationship?
we're closer and we're more in love now than we ever were, but we already were before, too. So it was great.
How about being inspirational?
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story, because
My
I know that
pleasure.
can be a little intimidating. We're like, hey, we're going to throw you on TV and you're going to talk about
My
it.
pleasure.
So thank you.